Can y'all hear me? This is crazy. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me on this one. I don't know what happened with that other one. Okay. All right. So I think this should do it now. Um, this thing's crazy. Okay, so I will hang on, people are still having trouble. Sorry, y'all. This thing's crazy. People are still trying to get in, I think, but I don't know why it's not letting me let in. This is crazy. Sorry, guys. I normally do this on my computer, but having technical difficulties today. Okay, well, I'll see if anybody messages back. Okay, so this is to get us started for the holidays. Um, and this is just two recipes. We're going to do a croissant with the only dough, and we're going to make a holiday bark. Sorry, I didn't know anybody was trying to get in. I didn't know what was happening. Um, so, only dough is a recipe that you can make a million different things with. I've made pizza dough. You can do a stromboli crust. I've done crackers. With crackers, you can add like cheddar cheese to it to make it, a cheddar cheese cracker. You can do like an Italian seasoning to make it like some sort of a pizza-y type cracker. So just a lot of different things that you can do. Tonight we're making a croissant. So what I started with was 2 cups of shredded mozzarella, 3/4 of a cup of almond flour, and half a teaspoon of xanthan gum, and that's going to help it stick together. What you want to do is mix it together in a bowl so that it's kind of already trying to start getting incorporated. And you're just going to mix it. You're going to heat this up at 30-second intervals until it's melted and all incorporated together. I already did one 30 second, so this is the second one. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'm not getting anything from the. This thing's crazy. Okay, sorry. I'm not getting anything from the chat G or the WhatsApp chat anymore. So sorry, and excuse how I look. This is what happens in the evenings for me. Okay, so that was our second time, and we're just gonna mix it some more. This is what we're looking like so far. You can kind of see it's starting to form a dough. So I'm just going to mix it a little bit more. And then I think we can microwave it for one more round. So that's for this one, 30 seconds. And then we should be able to get it rolled out. Let me grab my rolling pin. Okay. So we're getting some more people in. Yay. Sorry, y'all. I'm not techno savvy today. All right. Okay. So that should be good. It's mixing really well now. Sorry, I know you can't see my face, but that's okay. Okay, so that looks good. This is what it looks like here. It's a nice little dough with our almond flour, mozzarella cheese, and xanthan gum. What I'm gonna do is get out a little bit of parchment paper. Nope. Okay, so what did you miss? We're making croissants with only dough. Okay. And this is with 2 cups mozzarella cheese, 3/4 a cup of almond flour, and a half a teaspoon of xanthan gum. So when you do that, put it in a bowl, mix it together, and then you're gonna heat it at 30-second intervals, and that's going to help melt it together. And you're just gonna, you know, melt it until it's all incorporated together. 30-second intervals, mixing in between. Mine took 3 30-second intervals. So now I'm just kind of rolling it out. You want it to be relatively flat or thin. Sorry, not flat. Obviously, it's going to be flat. So mine's not necessarily even, but you know, we get what we get. So what you're going to want to do is you want to cut this into like long triangles that are rough, and the edges, the wide part should be about 4 inches wide. Let's see here. Trying to think how to do this. We may not get that many out of this, but that's okay. All right. So I've got 2 little triangles so far. It's probably hard to see. Sorry. Oops. I'm using my tripod, and this is not the greatest thing on the planet. So apologies. Okay. I've got 2 little triangles so far. And what I wanted to do on 1 or 2 of these is it set, you can, you know, put some chocolate chips on it if you want while you're rolling it up. Not gonna get like super crazy with it. Just a couple. So then we're gonna do, you know, your usual rolling like a croissant. And this is not gonna be like a regular um croissant, you know, it's not going to be, it's not apples to apple, but it is going to taste good. So, you know, just got to trust the process. Sometimes I want to treat, and I'll make one or two with just regular croissant. Okay. Oop, one fell out. I'll stick it in there somewhere. Okay, let me rolling this back up into a ball, and we're gonna roll this one out again. Actually, let me nuke it for a second. Sometimes that's what you have to do since it has cheese in it. I'm just gonna nuke it. So maybe we can get 4 out of this. Right. Let's, it's hot. See what this does. And if you have questions, since I can't see the chat at the second, you're welcome to turn on your mic and ask me. You don't have to, use your camera if you don't want to, but you can turn your mic on if you want. Okay, let's see what kind of triangles we can make here. Maybe I can make a little baby croissant too. Okay, good enough. Okay, so we'll do these ones regular. Okay, 2 regular. Oh, maybe I can get 1 more out of this one. And one thing, since this is made with cheese, it does get a little greasy and slippery. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Mama. Ooh, you look cozy. Are you? Yeah, good. Come on. You going to bed? Well, have a good night. It's only 9 o'clock. All right, enjoy.
Okay. So we have 5 little croissants. I'm just going to spray the pan just in case because mine always gets stuck.
Oh, very nice. I'm gonna put this way in a little bit. Finish the video.
Okay, so we've got 2 regular, 2 chocolate, and 1 tiny baby one. So what we're gonna do now, let me grab a paper towel just so I can wipe my hands. Okay,
I cleaned the fridge up a little bit, yesterday. Yeah, I cleaned the fridge out yesterday.
Yeah, they were nice things.
Yeah.
we
There was a couple things that I wasn't sure about. I was gonna ask, but a few things were obvious.
Some things are there more.
Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Figured out how to mute them. Okay, when you want egg, you just want 1 egg yolk. And I'm not gonna get fancy. I'm just gonna put it in my measuring cup. Um, I have never mastered the separating of the whites from the yolk. I don't know if anybody else has that problem. Okay, let me get a little fork. Also, I don't know if any of y'all have ever watched my cooking lives that I used to do on Facebook, but it's quite chaotic. Okay, I just put a splash of water in that egg yolk so it wasn't quite as thick. Okay, have my handy little brush. We're just gonna brush the egg wash on there. I am by no means a baker. That is all Michelle's department. I can cook, not so much a baker. That was always my mom and my sister. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way with their family. I'm more of the savory type stuff. They're more of the Betty Crocker, any kind of cake or cookie. Okay, one more. It's the last one. All right. So there is the croissants, if you can see them. We'll see how they turn out. I've not made these before. So my oven is set at 325 and we're going to do it for 20 minutes. Okay. So let me get rid of this in the rolling pin. Let me get a new spatula. Okay, so holiday bark. Sorry, let me try to get it where y'all can see my face. Holiday bark. We are going to start with. You've got. Oh, I forgot to put the salt on top. Hang on. Like I said, chaotic. Hang on. I'm just going to put a little bit of coarse salt on the top of these croissants. Oh. Okay. All right. Sorry. How it goes. Okay. For this holiday bark, basically it's like a chocolate bark, a little snacky or dessert. You could take it to a Christmas party, a Christmas Eve party, whatever you want. We are gonna have. We've got half a cup of popcorn. I popped some earlier, and then we've got. Sorry, I was running out of dishes. There's a fourth a cup of unsweetened shredded coconut and a fourth a cup of chopped nuts in here. And then we also have a fourth a cup of dried cranberries. I've got some sea salt. And then in here, I have 1 cup of Lily's milk chocolate chips and 1 cup of Lily's dark chocolate chips. So, what we're going to do to start is we got to melt these chocolate chips. I'll start for 30 seconds. I guess maybe that's sufficient. So, let's see what's in. Yeah, so I got Lily's chocolate chips. I had ordered a bunch of bags at Walmart, and apparently they only had the dark chocolate chips when they went to fill it. So I had to send my husband to Target for the milk chocolate chips today. Yes, chocolate in the cheese dough. You can make that only dough any kind of way you want. we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully we'll still be on here when it gets out. So, okay, 30 seconds didn't really do a lot. Some of them are getting soft, but not a whole lot. So, we'll try again. My pajama pants, they're from Target. My sister got them for me because they were on sale, and it also matches my niece's Christmas pajamas, and that's the baby that she had for me. So, you know, have to match my baby girl. Um, yeah, my cooking is very chaotic. If you watched it before, I used to do lives like every Friday on Facebook in our CCA group, just because it was fun. Um, if you were around for those, you have seen my husband. He says he's sorry he's not here to entertain you all tonight. Um, and he loved it. You've heard him say, "Oh, I'm country as cornbread." That's his favorite saying, because we're over here in Southwest Virginia. Pretty country over here. Um, I grew up like 10 miles away from him. I am nowhere near country like he is. I say I'm more city, even though we're not like a big city or anything like that. Okay, so it's almost melted all the way. I think maybe 15 seconds should do it. So I've got a baking pan and I've got parchment already on it. So 10 seconds finished that. So I'm just gonna stir this up to make sure it's all melty. So I'm just gonna pour this on the pan, and it probably doesn't make a whole ton of, bark, so you could, add whatever you feel to the recipe. Okay, so I'm gonna scoot this over here so you can see. I'm just gonna kind of spread this out in an even layer. Um, Again, not my finest work when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm not a very patient person unless it comes to cooking, but I also choose to do recipes that are easy because I take recipes that are like I'll find online or something. This holiday bark came from our holiday ebook a couple years ago. I think that was my first when I was in CCA. That was the ebook she put out that year. And I bought it. Well, I didn't buy it. I think she gave that one to us. But neither here nor there. I used it. I printed it out. But I like to use recipes that are easy, and then I just kind of modify them on my own. And I'll put both of these recipes. I'll put it in the Facebook group. Okay, so that looks pretty. I don't know. How do you get it super even? I don't know. Is another thing that the bakers do. Okay, so basically, what do you want to do? We're just gonna randomly put popcorn on here. This is gonna be sweet and savory. Sure. So you just want to push it down in the melted chocolate a little bit so that it, kind of sticks. All right, now let's do some dried cranberries. They're heavier than popcorn, so they should probably stick on their own, right? I guess you could really put on here as much or as little as you wanted. Sorry, there's cat hair flying around. I have 3 cats and they're a mess. They've been causing complete chaos here today. Okay, let's put some coconut, shredded coconut on here. I'm gonna get down to the pecans down here. Get some of those in here also. I chose pecans as the nut in this. You could really choose whatever nut you wanted. I think the recipe that Michelle had was for it had chopped macadamias in it. I'm not a huge macadamia nut person, but you could use whatever. You could probably put pistachios in this, almonds, walnuts, whatever. Um, whatever floats your boat or sounds good to you. Everybody's taste is a little bit different. Or textures. I'm really weird with textures. Um, so I like pecans. They don't weird me out. Let's see. Sprinkle a little more of the coconut. You could probably even put like um pomegranate seeds in here. Um, let's see, like pumpkin seeds. You could put whatever, really. So now I saved some chocolate and we're gonna do a drizzle. Let's get somewhat fancy, maybe. I feel like drizzling's not my forte. I don't know about y'all. It always seems to be a mess when I do it. Sorry if y'all couldn't see from the bowl. I guess mainly what I'm trying to cover in my mind is going to be the popcorn, just since it sits up higher, I guess. That way it kind of adheres itself. That was a lot of chocolate. Maybe I saved too much for drizzling. Okay, well, there's that. I've got a little snack now. Um, I'm gonna find somewhere to stick this in the refrigerator. You want it to be in the fridge for like an hour or two, and then you can pull it out and break it. So let me see if I've got a spot. Okay, that works. Okay, so we've got, let me check on these, see how they're doing. They smell really good. The croissants do. Um, so while we wait on those, the croissants, if you want to see them. Oh, I forgot to put the salt on the bark. Hold on. Because what else will I forget tonight? Apparently it's salt. I just got sea salt. It's not like the coarse salt or anything, but it's sea salt. So there's that. Okay. Now back in the fridge. Okay. 2 seconds and let me wash my hands real quick. Okay, sorry. That pan I just used for the bark, my husband had the great idea that he put it in his smoker with something on it. So there was, ash all over me that still has never come off with washing. But while we're waiting these last couple minutes, does anybody have any questions about anything? Questions about how I substitute stuff or what my favorites to eat are, or questions about me and CCA? Put it in the chat. I'm happy to answer anything. I'm an open book. I have been with Michelle since October of 2020. I found her on the Yahoo homepage. It was her Women's Health Journal article, and it just really resonated with me. So I started in CCA. I did KGG twice, and then I became a coach with her, and it's been awesome. So is there any questions anybody has? I'm happy to answer anything. Um, if you want to see my cats, I'll show you my cats if I can find them. Um, Anybody have big holiday plans or anything? Um, Holiday traditions that they do every year. I'm always interested in that. We always just go to my aunt's house for Christmas Eve. She always has a big party. My husband is now the designated brisket smoker for every Christmas Eve now. Then we just do Christmas Day at my parents' house. My husband, both of his parents are deceased, so we don't really do much with his family. We'll go see his grandma when we can get up there for the holidays. It just depends on the time of day we get done at my parents because they're about 15 minutes from us, and his grandma is way back in a holler in the middle of Virginia. It's like probably 45 minutes from our house. And that's if the weather's good, but it's been crazy weather here lately. Um, a lot of, we're already getting snow. My husband's been out 2 days this week already, and 2 days with, um, they already had 2 days with a 2 hour delay. So and they'll probably be out tomorrow too because we're supposed to get quite a bit of snow tonight apparently. Um, I've been home with the stomach bug, so I feel more human right now than I have in a couple days. But I'm not looking forward to going to work tomorrow, especially if it's snowing. Um, so that milk and dark chocolate mixed together is really good. Um, but on these croissants, it's got 2 minutes left on the timer, but you wanna cook it until they're nice and brown. I've got it on 325. I guess everybody's oven's a little bit different. So if you feel like you needed to go up on the temperature, you could. I know that's how I used to do it. Actually, it was the opposite. Before we got this new stove, we had a stove that was straight from the 70s. It was disgusting and old. And it would like burn everything. So I had to always have it down lower than what a recipe called for because I've, set the smoke alarm off several times with that one. But we got a new one and it's been awesome. Uh, I love my air fryer, my crock pot. Um, my husband, of course, is big in smoking meats, so he smokes stuff a lot. He actually he started smoking vegetables. He's made a smoked potato salad. Um, we do smoked salsa. He just smokes all the veggies and then we blend it up. That was actually our like thank you gift for people at our wedding. Little jars of salsa. His aunt actually stole almost all of them off the tables and took them, but swears she didn't. But we found all the jars at his grandma's house. But my favorite hormone-friendly dish during the holidays. Oh, okay. So my favorite dish in the holidays is probably my sweet potato casserole. I will find it. We did it at the retreat a couple years ago. I will find that and post it. That's my favorite. I love sweet potato casserole. We just use, erythritol instead of regular sugar. Swerve sweetener is my favorite. That's my favorite one. Um, and then you can make the topping out of, what you like. Okay, we're getting there. Let me We'll do 3 minutes and then see what it looks like. Um, so probably my biggest challenge when I started CCA was I was married before at the time and I had 3 stepchildren that were young. So I was actually like cooking when I got more baby steps than, just a couple. I was cooking like stuff for myself and then also cooking something separate for them because they weren't going to eat like I was. They were very, very picky. So I was, having to kind of do that. So when I would make like my lasagna, I would make them a regular lasagna, and then I would make me a smaller lasagna with either gluten-free noodles, the palmini lasagna sheets, just that kind of stuff. Um, so that was harder to do just because I was having to do like 2 separate meals. Um, my husband was not super supportive, but that's a story for another day. A big narcissist. Did not like that I was taking care of myself. That's a whole story. But so that was really difficult. But the more that I started kind of making the changes to how I was eating to make myself feel better, the more I learned about myself. So it actually felt better for me taking care of myself in that way, whether I had the support or not. And of course, Michelle's great, so you you get a lot of guidance from her, and she was a big help to me through my first round of CCA, and then even helping me stay consistent with my baby steps and stuff when I was going through my divorce. She was right there. She's actually the first person I called whenever I left him. So she really helped me to stay in the mindset of you got to take care of yourself, which was wonderful. Um, yeah, my oven sucks. Our house is really tiny, so it makes the house burn up anyways. Um, Smoked potato salad is amazing, and I will get the recipe from my husband. We actually are about to redo our back deck and make it into a whole like outdoor cooking area, and he wants to start YouTube videos. So I guess that's what we're going to be doing. But I will get that recipe. He probably won't tell you what seasonings he uses, but I'll tell you how to do it, and you can make your own seasonings in it if you want. Um, Let me check these. Those look good. Okay, hang on. Let me turn that off before I forget. Here they are, nice and golden brown. These are the two that have the chocolate. You can see them kind of coming out, and these three are regular. So if it will, we'll let it cool down for a minute, and then we'll try it. Um, but yeah, this is my little recipe book that I write down because all my recipes are on my phone, but I'm using my phone, so I couldn't look at them. We've got a bunch of good stuff in here from when I was up at Michelle's last September, maybe not this year, but last year. Um, just some recipes that she uses a lot. Her pork chops with chickpeas. If you need that recipe, let me know. I think it's been on the Bite Builder some. I did get a little recipe from her husband Nick, straight Italian, and it's a ricotta sauce, and basically you just boil your pasta. I like Zenbi noodles. They are my favorite because they have a similar consistency to regular pasta. So basically, you take your ricotta, a little pasta water, a teaspoon of, sugar substitute, and you mix it together, and it makes this not like creamy, cheesy, a little bit sweet pasta sauce. Oh, it's really good. You can even add garlic if you wanted to. Um, I've got her recipe for her zucchini carpaccio that she makes a lot. Her pistachio crusted salmon. So if there's any of these recipes y'all want, let me know in the WhatsApp chat. What's at what whatever the app's called that we use. Let me know in there, and I'll take pictures and send them. Her smashed potatoes. Let's see. Sometimes I don't even write in order. But then I've got the only dough and the holiday bark. I'll post the holiday bark recipe in the chat and on the group page on Facebook. I will find a way to get this only dough recipe where it's not just in like a screenshot on my phone, but to get the whole thing because it's on a page that has croissants and a flatbread on there. So I'll find that and get it in the get it in there also. But yeah, really good. I've got all sorts of cookbooks, all sorts of recipes. I have a whole binder somewhere of recipes that I had printed out when I was just started CCA. That has a lot of Michelle's recipes in there, a lot of her soups because we're in soup season. If you're where it gets cold, if that's where you live. I have a like low carb chili recipe somewhere. It doesn't do beans or anything. I did it with zucchini and carrots. My husband does a smoked chili that's really good. I do a taco pie. I'm trying to think what else I do I do my for most holidays. I am the one that cooks our green beans. I just go to the store and buy like a bag of fresh green beans or 2 bags because we have a big family. Cook it in chicken broth. Used to I don't use those green beans anymore, but the green beans that used to take like a million years to cook, you have to boil them for like ever. This only takes like 2 hours now instead of 6. So I just cut up some bacon, put in some chicken broth, some seasonings, boom, you're done, and they taste really good. Deviled eggs. Um, love those at every holiday. I'm a big deviled egg person. Um, I do, if you, and I'll have to, they're up in my pantry somewhere and I'm fixing to reorganize, so I can't get to it right now. If you're looking for a good mashed potato substitute and you don't like mashed cauliflower, because mashed cauliflower is not for everybody, it's just not. Um, I like it's called Dixie Carb Counter Instant Mashers, and you can get several different flavors in it. It has a very similar consistency to mashed potatoes, and it doesn't taste, like farty cauliflower. Um, very good, low carb. Um, I can eat like a whole pack of it, and I think it's like 4 carbs for the whole pack or something like that. Super low carb. Doesn't make me feel like shit after I eat it. Um, so yeah, that's basically what I like. If I can think of anything else that I do I did make a stuffing one Thanksgiving, and I guess some people do stuffing for Christmas too, I guess. I made it out of the smart buns. You could do it with the carbonate bread too if you wanted. Um, Ooh, a good one that you could do either for Thanksgiving or Christmas or whenever. We did a pumpkin pie stuffed French toast with the carbonate bread. Oh, let me tell you, amazing. Um, we've done some mocktails for holidays also. Um, I'm trying to think of what else for Christmas. Oh, I do have a broccoli casserole recipe that's really good. Um, and you know how I guess down here in the South, a lot of our casseroles have like a breadcrumb topping or a Ritz cracker crushed topping or whatever. Instead of that kind of topping, what I do is I take just plain pork rinds and I blend them up to make like a breading consistency in my blender, and then you just add a little bit of butter to that, sprinkle it on top. Phenomenal. That's what I do instead of like breadcrumbs or oatmeal in meatloaf. Um, so that ends up really good. Palmini, well, I don't think it was the Palmini brand that I had for the mashed, hearts of palm or whatever. It was a different brand I'd found on Nutrition. It was really good, except for I had to add a lot of cheese to it to kind of cover up the taste of like watery hearts of palm, if that makes any sense. I had to kind of mask it a little bit. So that's what I had to do. I do love the Palmini lasagna sheets. They are really, really good. You can tell just a teeny bit of a difference in regular lasagna noodles just because it's a little bit more firm, but love them. They're my favorite. Um, let's try a chocolate one first. It's still hot, so we'll see if I burn my mouth off. Ow. Hang on. Ow. Okay. That's what the inside looks like. And again, it's not like apples to when it comes to croissant. Yeah, the lasagna sheets are banging. Banging, banging. Um, okay. I'm gonna burn my mouth off, but I'm doing this, burning it off for y'all. Oh, that's the egg. It's actually really good. See where I took the bite out? To be fair, you can't even really tell So this is made with cheese. It's not like, it doesn't taste cheesy. All right, that melted chocolate's what gets you. Mm-hmm. Where's the other side? Who needs to go to France to get a chocolate croissant? Mm, that's good. What I like to do is make it with you know how they have those almond croissants? Get some almond butter to put in that. Ooh, that'd be good. What's how does it have soy? How does a chocolate croissant have soy? I'm trying to think what the soy is in. In the chocolate? Can you eat Lily's chocolate, Cassidy? I'm trying to think. Okay, let's look at the. It doesn't say. It just says contains milk. The ingredients are unsweetened chocolate, erythritol, chicory root fiber, cocoa butter, skim milk, reduced protein whey milk, isomalt, whatever that is, milk fat. It contains 2% or less of lecithin, which is sunflower, I guess, stevia extract, and natural flavor. So it doesn't say soy in there unless there's a ingredient in there that you think has soy. No, it says the lecithin, it has in parentheses next to it sunflower. I don't know if you can read. Well, I can't even see what I'm looking at. Hang on. Oh, is that backwards? It's freaking backwards, isn't it? Down here, it's the sunflower. So yeah, you can have it. Oh, it was backwards on mine, so I'm glad y'all can read it. But so you should be good on Lily's chocolate. That's the milk chocolate. I would say that the what did I do with my other thing of here it is. Here's the dark chocolate. Okay, so this one says manufactured on the same equipment that processes milk and soy. Is what this one says. But again, the lecithin says sunflower. So I guess it's probably just cross contamination, maybe. I'm so sorry if y'all hear my crazy bloodhound outside. I think my husband just got home. Um, yeah, it doesn't say anything about soy except for that it's manufactured on the same equipment. Oh, you can live with that? Then that's fine. Yeah. So you should be good. The dark chocolate's really good. But anywho, that is baking chaotically with me today. If you have any questions, shoot it in the chat, message me. If you need my number, let me know. You can text me. And yeah, that is baking with me. And if there's any other recipes you need, let me know. Other than that, I hope you guys have a really good evening and happy Friday Eve. Love you guys. Bye.